If it hurts, you ain't breaks, no get you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the games after this win it. Press you again, we're here for the first minute. Carry the body, keep it there for 60 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Let me just say one more thing. The standard at Tennessee is to be elite on defense. This is the home of Reggie White, Al Wilson, Eric Berry.
We have some examples in our room what the gold standard of linebacker play is. And when you think about that, just with the history and tradition of this place, you think about Al Wilson. Well, to have Al Wilson in practice today, I think that really brought some elements to the guys in the room. And Edwin was one of them, because he is walking in the footsteps of someone like that for sure.
Man, we blessed to do this. We blessed to wake up. We blessed to be standing by each other. We cannot take these opportunities for granted. There's people that wish they'll be doing what we was doing. There's people that call us crazy for doing what we do. But they don't understand. Every time we touch this grass, it's a certain mentality you gotta have. And you can't just turn it on. We gotta wake up with it. We gotta train it. We ought to make each other better. I need you. I need you.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talkin VAWLS that my guy Boogie Bentley runs, so shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Wouldn't trade this Tyler for the stone cold $1 million. My green all comes blue collar, and I'm all good with that. This world's been changing, but these folks around here, they ain't been. They all still windshield waving when they slow rolling past. We could live a little higher on the hog, but I don't think that we'd be no better off. Not everybody got that spot out in the 40. Some 10-point buck they shot, hanging like a velvet trophy. Fridays in parking lots, outside of somewhere holy. Not everybody likes this kind of life, but we do, don't we? Still working hard like my daddy told me. Still keeping low key, still riding high behind them low beams. If you don't know about this, nowhere you don't know me. Not everybody thinks we got it made, but we do, don't we? It might be simple, but these two lanes, they're my temple. And that river rolling gentle, wash my worries away. I used to hate it, but I travel lots of pavement, and there ain't no better places at the end of the day. So I pass the plate and thank the Lord he put me here, and pray that towns like mine don't ever disappear. Not everybody got that spot out in the 40. Some 10-point buck they shot, hanging like a velvet trophy. Fridays in parking lots, outside of somewhere holy. Not everybody likes this kind of life, but we do, don't we? Still working hard like my daddy told me. Still keeping low key, still riding high behind them low beams. If you don't know about this, nowhere you don't know me. Not everybody thinks we got it made, but we do, don't we?
Good Wednesday evening. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. You know that guy over there. That is Coach Jay. We're going to have some fun tonight. We got a big-time interview. I've been saying for weeks, Brayden Rouse is going to be in the house, and I felt like such an idiot every time I said it. But Brayden Rouse is going to be joining the show, man. I'm excited. Coach, I know you're excited. Old linebacker coach, ready to get on here and talk with a Tennessee linebacker. I know you're fired up, ready to go, man.
Heck yeah, man. Always fired up to talk about the greatest position in sports, the linebacker position, man. All guts, all grits, getting excited to ask him, I'll just go ahead and spoil it right now. I'll bury the lead on a question. If he's listening right now in the back room, I'm going to ask it. What is Coach Inge like, man? What is he like on the recruiting trail? Because he has been on a tear lately, and I'd love to know that. We've heard from a lot of recruits about a lot of different coaches, but I don't think we've heard much about Coach Inge, and he deserves his comeuppance, man. He has been on a tear, so excited to ask that. Excited for this interview. Kid's got a great tape. If you haven't checked this kid's tape out, go watch it. He can play ball, man. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going to get him on here. Let me catch up with you guys in the chat. Make sure you do smash the thumbs up. That takes 2 seconds. It's free. It's easy, but also share this link out. Put it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you get social with your media. Blast this link out, man. Look, we told Legend Bay, I think we had like 20,000 views on his live commitment. I think Brayden's live commitment was somewhere around there too. You guys need to show these guys love when they show up at Tennessee, when they commit to Tennessee. Let's continue to show these guys some love. So smash the thumbs up, share it out. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Vol Fan for Life for 2 says, welcome, Brayden, the next great Tennessee linebacker. God bless and GBO. Trey becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Trey. We appreciate you. Tyler Harrison for 5. Dorothy, let's go Vols. Shout out, Tyler. Todd for 2. Dorothy, 38 days until kickoff. Darius for 5 says, Dorothy, welcome to Rocky Top. Brayden, smash the like, comment, share out the link. Let's grow the cult. And don't forget, hit up bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS to get a shirt that says, Coach Jay, you're muted. Terry Mullis becomes a member of the channel. We appreciate your support. Brian Turner for 5 says, Dorothy, Sethanator is here for 5. Boom Boom Room entry fee. I've got a gnat that snuck in the door too, man. He's all up in my grill. Lee Honda for 2, lurking while working. What up, ball fan? Just don't get fired. Don't get fired. Randall Perry for 5. Nothing to say, just a tip in the tip jar. And Brody Bailey also becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Brody. Hit that join button. It's $1 and you support the channel, but we appreciate you guys. All right, let's get Brayden on here. Let's have some fun. Let's talk some ball. Let's talk some life. Brayden Rouse, what is going on, my friend?
What's up? How are y'all?
Great,
Doing
man.
well.
I know Coach Jay's excited to have you on. I'm excited to have you on. And man, there's something I wanted to start the show with, but I'm going to call an audible. First of all, this gnat, if it doesn't get out of my face, I'm going to lose my mind. Like on that intro, playing that clip from Heupel, and he talks about the legends, Reggie White, Eric Berry, Al Wilson. As a defensive guy, how much does it excite you knowing that you're coming to play for an offensive coach? But man, we're going to play elite defense at Tennessee too.
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting for sure. I mean, he definitely has a big emphasis on their defense as well, even though he's an offensive-minded coach. But, I mean, just by the production last year, you can tell they always have one of the best defenses in the SEC. And, I mean, that starts with their DC and then goes down to the linebacker coach, DB coach. So, I mean, I definitely like what they're doing over there. And Coach Heupel being a big supporter on the whole defensive stuff is huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, I already told the chat my first question. What is it about Coach Inge? Like we've heard and spoken to a lot of players about a lot of our coaches and how they recruit and if they're personable, what their deal is. We haven't heard anything about Coach Inge, and man, he, as you know, has pulled in just a awesome class of linebackers, not only yourself, but guys like TJ White and so on and so forth. What's it like to be recruited by Coach Inge?
Yeah, it's been great. He's really good. I would say making it very genuine and personal, getting to know you as a person, getting to know your family really well. Like this isn't, obviously Coach Inge is really good, but this is what Tennessee does well in general. Like they're really good at just recruiting your family as well. Because they ultimately have a big opinion on where you go as well, big influence. Ultimately it was my decision, but Coach Inge just, as I could tell, he was very genuine, but he's also like very like fun and like goofy and like it's not old ball with him. Like he definitely knows his stuff, but in the recruiting process, he doesn't try to make it very business like. He wants to make it a lot more personal and like very genuine when it comes to building that relationship. And I definitely sensed that, and that was a big thing. And just over the year they were recruiting me, it always stayed the same. There was a very like even level of consistency when it came to how he recruited me, just by hitting me up, really trying to see how my day was, how my week's going, talking to my family constantly. They did a great job with that, and Coach Inge was amazing.
Coach Jay mentioned TJ White there, and you and TJ White, man, again, Coach Inge, what he's doing with that linebacker, it's just dude after dude after dude. Having you and TJ White, 2 guys both ranked inside overall top 100, man, that is huge to me. And we're going to talk about your commitment and the celebration that we had on this channel here in just a second. But that's what's so big to me. 2 elite guys playing side by side. What's your relationship like with TJ? You guys have had an opportunity to form much of a relationship?
Yeah, we've definitely been talking over social media a good part. I never went on a Tennessee visit with him. But we're definitely gonna plan some games, go to the same couple games, kind of just hang out, get to know each other. He's definitely, as soon as he committed, he was definitely recruiting me pretty hard. And just excited to play along him and Outlaw, just knowing how great of linebackers they are. And it's exciting coming in with guys like that. They're going to be able to push you every day. And I mean, it shows how good of a coach and what Tennessee's doing, how well it is. And Coach Ninja is just a great recruiter, and he's a great coach. And I mean, it's showing just based off the players he's been able to get. So.
Yeah, and by the time you guys arrive on campus, man, like Jeremiah T-Lander, he's a junior. So when you show up as a freshman, he's going to be a senior. Arian Carter is going to be a senior. Edwin Spillman's going to be a redshirt sophomore. Like, you're going to have some veteran guys that have a lot of SEC experience for you and TJ to come in under and learn behind too. So I think that's going to be huge and beneficial. Coach, I cut you off. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of these coaches, and I know, and I've heard this too, that they're really great about, just asking about your day and being involved with you. And you being a football player, I know it well. For those in the chat who haven't actually played on a team, I know a lot of you played in high school and not, but those who haven't, we spend a lot of the time together. So it's really important that you got to get to know each other. But in that time that you have talked about football, have they kind of talked about where they'd like to use you, like more in the will, more as a mic? Like, have they given you much direction on where you're going to fit as far as X's and O's, or is it just like, hey man, you got a wide variety of skills at the linebacker position, let's get you on campus and we'll figure the rest out from there?
I mean, definitely with my skill set, it's very versatile, and we kind of don't know exactly what I am right now. Definitely get there and kind of figure all that out. But as they've been recruiting me, it's definitely been as a mic. Their former linebacker, I think his name was Pewley, number 11 from last year. They say I do a lot of stuff like him, and they see me just kind of like body wise and just my ability to move a lot similar to him. So definitely Mike, but they're kind of interchangeable, to be honest. But when it comes to Mike, it's probably more athletic player that can kind of play in some space and drop back, be middle run through guys. So definitely that guy for sure. But I go up to campus and we'll figure everything out.
Let's rewind time. Let's go back a few days. Let's go back and take a look. This seemed to get quite a few hits on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram. It's the night of your commitment. We're watching it live right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Like I said, I think it got 15,000, 20,000 views, something like this. This is the moment you pull the trigger. We're going to watch it live together, and then I want to unpack some of this. Let's take a listen.
Yes, sir.
I did not make this choice lightly, and I'm grateful for this process that ultimately led me to one school. I'd like to announce my commitment to University of Tennessee.
Yes, let's go! Let's freaking go, baby! Let's go! Let's go, dude! Dude!
Oh, I thought we were toast.
Oh my God!
I thought we were toast.
You had me think we're cooked, bug. Damn.
Dude, I was trying. You rattled off the first two teams that were out. Let's talk about your approach, because the reason you got that reaction, which we celebrate, any player that chooses Tennessee, we're going to be excited. We're going to celebrate. Yours was different, man. It was an old school approach. You played your cards close to the vest. Nobody knew where you were going, and that's why we were so excited, because we didn't know. It was authentic. It was genuine. So talk about that in a day and age where there's the crystal balls and the fong bombs and the predictions and the spoilers. You didn't do that. You chose to tell the staff at the last minute, and that created that special moment right there for us on this channel. So talk about that approach, where that came from, and why you decided to go that way.
Yes, sir. I feel like it all goes to my dad. He's a football coach. He's offensive line and a recruiting coordinator for my high school, and he's been coaching and being recruiting coordinator for the past 25 years. So he's been doing this for a while, and sent a lot of guys to the next level. And obviously this is his most special just because I'm his son, but he definitely wanted to make it very authentic, and we wanted to show respect to all the schools. We didn't want anything to leak out and not come from us or anything like that. So we felt like the best decision was just to call him right before the commitment, let him know if we were or weren't coming, and we respected all the schools. Even the schools that recruited me that didn't make the top four, we respected all of them. We felt like the four that I had were the best fits for me, and then when it came down to Tennessee, it was the best fit for me. So just wanted to show respect for them, and just for the time they recruited me and my family, and we respect them for that, and we wanted to go about it the right way. So I give all the credit to my dad just for kind of guiding me through this recruiting process the right way, and trying to do it as authentic as possible.
I
Yeah.
wish more players would do it that way. It makes it fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
And of course, we're celebrating because it went our way. If it doesn't go our way, maybe it's not as fun. But man, you had me hook, line, and sinker. I don't know if you said you were doing them in alphabetical order. The chat was going nuts and telling me, Boogie, calm down. But when you rattled off the two that everybody thought was out, and then it's Tennessee, Texas, and then you say Tennessee, I'm like, we're done. It's over. It's finished. And then, dude, it was such a great moment. Kudos to your dad. I wish more players, more prospects did it that way. And do spoilers bother you? Like when you see Chad Simmons or Steve Wiltfong, and look, those guys put a lot of spotlight on you as players, but at the same time, you see that prediction come in the day before. I know Convey, your teammate, his prediction was out there. Everybody pretty much assumed where he was going. Does that bother you guys as prospects, or does it just kind of come with the territory?
I mean, it depends on the type of person you are. Some people could care less if people knew about it. For me, I mean, it's a big moment in your life. I mean, it's probably the biggest moment at this age that you're going to make for a while. And I mean, you want to make it special, and by other people kind of putting it out there. And like I said, I don't want other schools to figure out the wrong way. So we didn't want to risk any of that. And like I said, just make it as authentic as possible, because I mean, we keep people on their toes as well. And I mean, it made it a lot more fun and a lot more exciting for everybody. So yeah, it was a good day for sure.
Absolutely. Any recruits watching that definitely take notes on how to announce a commitment, man. We were on pins and needles and excited. But I'd like to dig into something a little bit that you were just talking about with your dad being a coach. You know, you brought up that he was an O-line coach. I came up playing football with a father as a coach, and my son played football, and I know how special that can be. At what point? So was it like, you know, like from diapers, your dad's telling you, you know, this is how you tackle, move on? Or did he let you kind of organically find football and fall in love with it? How did that play out growing up as a young Brayden Rouse?
Yeah, so it was a mix of both, to be honest. When he came into my life, he definitely, I mean, we tried flag football, but there was no pressure. Like he said, you can just go out here. If you don't like it, I mean, I was already playing baseball at the time, really liked baseball, and then I was going to start basketball the next year. So, I mean, we went out there, we did flag. I liked it. Pads is obviously a lot different. So he said the same thing. You go out there, you don't like it, it's okay. But just, I mean, I went out there, I loved it. And for a while, it was kind of a hobby. Like I just would go out there, and I was pretty good just for my age. So I didn't like work hard at all, anything like that. But once around like late middle school and stuff and high school, like I really had to turn it on and listen to him, because for the longest time, like I always thought like he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, because when you're a young kid, you think you know everything. You think you're the best thing ever. So it took me a while, but I'd say probably end of freshman year, it all clicked, and just listening to everything he said when it came to just gaining weight, getting right in the classroom, being the best person you can be, just taking everything serious when it comes to football. My film got a lot better, just film habits, rehab and prehab, all that stuff that I mean, most people don't think about. And I mean, once it got serious from there, I mean, I fell in love with it. But there was no pressure when it came to like, oh, you got to play football, like, because I mean, I was playing 3 sports my whole life, so he would have been happy with either of the 3, but and football was the main one for me. And I think it just came authentically because I was around the football field my whole life, just being at his practices in the summer, going with him to meetings, up to the school, being there all day. So just being around it, you kind of naturally fall in love.
Let me hit a couple from the chat real quick. Vol Girl 0427. She's been a member of this channel for 2 years. We appreciate that as a Tennessee alum. I'm so happy and appreciate you choosing UT. You're going to help get us back to where we belong. Trust me. Your years at UT will be special. Go Vols. We appreciate that. We also got a $2 super chat from Ryan Gaynor. Says, Dorothy, fellas, GBO. Shout out, Ryan. We appreciate you, my man. You're talking about pops and, you know, being a coach and, you know, also letting you kind of find your own way. Are you into football or are you not? Man, as having a dad that's a coach, it just seems like, man, there's so much of your life that's going to be football, right? You're on the practice field, you're talking football. He's a part of your recruitment. What's your relationship with Pops like away from football? When you guys aren't talking ball, and you're probably always talking ball, right? Like if you're out fishing, you're talking ball. You're out hunting, you're talking ball. You're having dinner, you're talking ball. But what do you guys do? What's that connection like away from football? Like you guys separate that pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard to separate it just because, I mean, you're around him all day throughout school. I mean, now that I drive, I don't have to go through those car rides after practice and stuff. But like, I mean, you definitely talk about football when you get back, especially like this past couple months, just with the recruiting stuff. But I mean, outside of like football, when we kind of just go away, like any like vacations or any time where we're away from football, I mean, we're very competitive with each other. So like any games that we can do, ping pong table, we're always down there playing ping pong. Some nights we'll just chill and watch like a TV show or a movie or something like that. Just little stuff, like we'll go outside, shoot hoops, whatever it is. We like to do a lot of activities and a lot of competitive stuff because we like to prove each other wrong, and my brother gets involved too. So I mean, we definitely have a great relationship when it comes outside of football, but it's definitely like a competitive like relationship, I would say.
Who's winning more on ping pong? Who's owning the ping pong table? You or the old man?
Okay, so we had our 4th of July dead week, and I actually won a lot. I think I beat him 2 or 3 times in a row, and he just quit on me. But beforehand, he always used to whoop my butt. So I don't know what happened to me. I don't know how good I got over time, but right now I'd say I'm the champ for sure. So
see what my old man always does to me. He likes to shoot pool. He's really good on the pool table. And we would go and we'd play 9-ball, and I would win, and I would win, and I would win. And he'd say, son, let's play one more. I'm like, yeah, Dad, I need to go home. And then he would run the table just to let me know that he was letting me win the whole time. Jump in there, Coach. And by the way, you're muted. Oh, you fix it. You're good. So you're good.
Yeah. I was about to fix it. So I have never done this on the channel. I don't know if Boogie was able to bring up a little clip, and I've never done this on the channel. And gosh, I could talk defensive film all day with you, Brayden, but I did want to show this one clip because I did have a question with it, and then all this talk about growing up in a football family made me think of something else right here. But here you're lined up in tight end, and you know, Brayden's like I said, once again, watch this film, guys. He does everything in the linebacker position. We'll get into that question. They'll line you up in slot. I've seen out wide. I mean, really everywhere. Boogie, if you just want to, just because we'll have a little fun on here while we're doing this, play just the first step that the offensive guard takes, not Brayden, but the offensive guard takes. All right. So did your dad give you a little bit of trouble for getting off that line slow right there, Brayden?
Oh,
Did your dad give you a little bit of a hard time just for not getting out of your stance there? But this is not what I want to talk about, Pam. What I want to talk about is play the play, Boogie. Just play the play. I'll talk.
What's wrong with you? Pulling no punches. Pulling no punches.
Yeah. Just play the play. We'll play the whole thing. Chat, family, Vol family. Watch this catch at the end of this play from our new linebacker. I mean, like, how much do you love offense? Are you going to miss that side of it, or is it like, I'm a middle linebacker. I like the glory, but I like the sound of plastic a little bit better than I like catching the ball. If you could maybe talk about that for a second, the difference, you know, of leaving offense behind, maybe.
Yeah. So, since my dad's offensive line coach, I've been on the offensive side my whole life. This past year was my first year playing defense ever. So, I mean, it's still in me. I'm definitely going to do a lot this year, playing probably some wildcat, some running back. We got a split back thing for me, receiver, tight end, like you name it. I'm going to be trying to get the ball as much as I can just to help the team out. But being a receiver, I thought that's what I was going to be like my whole life, to be honest. Like, would train for it. Body type was a receiver. I mean, as y'all can tell, it's still kind of there, but I mean, I have to make a big transition just as being a linebacker. But I mean, that's where the athleticism comes from, just from being a receiver. Like the hand-eye coordination and ball tracking, all that stuff's from receiver. And I mean, I know with Tennessee, we've definitely talked about me doing both ways. I mean, obviously, when I come in there, it's going to be a lot of stuff thrown at me, so maybe not like out the gate. But they said kind of how like Bo Carter's doing his stuff this year, how he's going to play both ways, something like that, maybe like into my sophomore year once I kind of get a hand of the playbook and everything like that. But I mean, it's definitely been talked about. I've sat down with the offensive coaches for a little bit on my OV. So, I mean, it's not over completely, but we'll just have to see how this year goes. I know a lot of people are doubting me, so just come out here, have a really good offensive year and defensive year, and we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely.
You mentioned playing multiple sports earlier. I know basketball is one of those sports. And there's a little bit of a story that goes around here in the Talkin VAWLS network community, and that is that Josh Heupel cheats at basketball. I don't know if you've heard this. I don't know if you're aware of this. David Sanders is the one that started it. He came on the channel and said, Coach Hype cheats. The goal is not 10 feet. He changes it so when we come in, we don't have a shot. Also, on top of that, TJ White, he put it out that he committed because Josh Heupel beat him in around the world. And we know Coach Hype is cheating. Do you have any stories with Coach Hype on the hardwood?
Yeah, so I think it was the visit before my Tennessee visit or my official visit. He was trying to play me for my commitment, and I was like, I'll have to come back. But we ended up going bowling. I can't speak too much about the basketball side because I feel like he's a little scared to play me just because I got a couple rings and stuff like that. No worries. But when it came to bowling, I mean, he said nobody in here is going to get a higher score than me. I come in that first game. I'm bowling with the linebackers. I get the highest score. He walks in like I got like two bowls left. He walks in right at the end, and he's like, "Oh, this doesn't count. I wasn't here." and then he's stuck on that to this day, even though I had a higher score than him the whole day. He said it didn't count because my second game I didn't have as good of a score, but I still had the highest score of the day. And he's stuck on that. He's like, "Well, I wasn't here. It doesn't count." So, I mean, there's a little competitive cheating in there, but I can't speak on the basketball part. I don't know if it's because he doesn't want to play me or what it is, but definitely when I get up there, we're going to have to play because I know he plays with all the players. So I'm excited for that.
Do you guys kind of feed off of that? Like his energy, knowing that, man, he didn't just play college football. He played at an elite level, like a Heisman Trophy finalist, national championship quarterback. Like he's been there, done that. You guys kind of feed off of that energy because he seems like one of you guys.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a player coach for sure. He understands this pretty well. And, I mean, he tries to relate to us as much as possible. I mean, you can tell in the recruiting process, like, just like talking to him and everything, he's very tapped in on like what we're going through. I mean, he's been through it when it comes to this whole recruiting stuff. He's been on the biggest stages when it comes to the football part. So, I mean, he understands us very well. And not a lot of coaches can say that, that they've been through what he's been through and can relate to us. So, I mean, that's definitely a big thing. And then you add the goofing off with him and how like fun he is and competitive. And I mean, it's good vibes with him. And every time you go up, you have a good time. So.
Absolutely.
Let me hit a couple from the chat, Coach, and then you jump in after these. Matthew Lefevre for 5 says, Brayden, thank you for choosing UT. You are at home. Keep up the good work, and thanks, Boogie, #GBO. We appreciate you, Matthew. Roger Gerald's been a member for 32 months. Shout out, Roger. We appreciate your support. Swore the Demon for 5 says, good evening and welcome to Vol Nation. Out of the previous games you've witnessed, Tennessee or otherwise, what was your favorite college football game to watch?
My favorite was the Florida game. I actually went to that. That was my first Tennessee game ever. So, I mean, I had high expectations because you hear, oh, Tennessee's crazy. But, I mean, I've been to multiple college games. And, I mean, I wasn't like, okay, this is about to be as crazy as it was. But when I got there and they went into that overtime, and, I mean, that was the loudest I've ever heard. Like, and I've been to a lot of games. And that was, to this day, I stand on that. That was the craziest game I've ever been to.
You talk about that atmosphere, and Coach, I'm just sneaking another one in here real quick.
Yes, do it.
But like, how do you look at Tennessee fans? Because we're psychotic. I do this every single day, Brayden, for a living. This is how I pay my bills, is talking Tennessee football every single day. And then you see that reaction to your live commitment, and it's like, man, our fan base is freaking built different. We're different. I don't care what Ohio State fans say or Texas fans or Alabama. We are different. Like, do you see that? Was that part of the sales pitch, or is it kind of like, no, I'm more about football. The fans are just a bonus?
I mean, definitely the fans are, I mean, they're crazy for sure. I mean, you can tell that just like going through the Vol Walk and everything like that. I mean, you got, 30,000 people like way before kickoff even starts, just standing outside waiting for the players to come get in the locker room. Like nobody else is really doing that. And then you get in there and you got, I think it was the checkerboard that night too. So, like, I mean, you just look around and you're like, holy cow. And just every little, like for some college games, like a little tackle here and there, like you'll get a good reaction, but it's every play, every good play for Tennessee. It's a huge reaction. And when they score, like literally, like you feel like the seats are shaking, especially in that recruiting section, because you got like behind us, they put us behind like the crazy fans. So like you got fans like smacking down on like the wall. They're like screaming. They got their shirts off with like paint over it. I mean, it was a crazy experience for sure, just because I wasn't expecting any of it either. So like seeing all that, and then just the reaction of me committing to, just like all the love I got from everybody and just how excited everybody was. Like mean, you don't get that a lot of places, and I mean, that's just. I mean, it's a bonus for sure, but I mean, that's definitely part of the whole thing with Tennessee as well, just how invested everybody is into the university, and just you can tell by the alums like how invested they are as well.
Sure. Yeah, I got a flashback to a Foul Ming in the chat question. Like, rewind back to that. You said you just last year was your first year playing linebacker. Is that correct?
Defense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what went into that decision to do that? Was that something that you came up with, Dad came up with, Coach came up with it? How did that get going?
So it started, honestly, I always wanted to play defense, but I mean, just with what I had going on receiver wise, I mean, it was best for me just to keep playing receiver. But when it came to about into sophomore year, going into that spring, our DC came up to my dad and the head coach, and they were like, "Hey, you think Bray could play defense?" I mean, we didn't know what I was going to play yet, but we assumed linebacker because the year before we had a linebacker named Justin Logan, who's at Arkansas right now, and I mean, he was the same way. Sophomore year, freshman year played receiver. His junior year went to linebacker. Ended up going to SEC as a linebacker. So I mean, seeing how he developed and just kind of watching all that, I mean, I knew there was hopes, and I was very excited because I mean, when you have someone like a role model like that, you want to be better than them too. So that was always motivation for me because I mean, we were in the same position really. So coming into that transition, it was definitely an adjustment in the spring. I really didn't even get used to playing linebacker and really understanding what was going on. So like the fifth, sixth game, I mean, it was purely just athleticism for the first couple games, just finding the ball, just instincts and stuff like that. But I would say like maybe week 6 or week 7, I just really started understanding like reading and just understanding defenses and like what people are doing around me. Cause I mean, you get a lot of stuff thrown at you at linebacker. You're the quarterback of the defense.
Oh,
So
yep.
understanding everybody's job, and it all kind of just clicked for me, and I just could kind of play loose and know where I have to be, what gap I have to fill, and all that stuff. So
Yep.
it all
Yep.
started to click.
Yeah, so by trade, sorry, Boog, I'm stealing another
You're
question.
good. Go, man. Go.
By trade, is a lot of y'all in the chat know that's my position group is linebackers, and I am interested to know. So, what was the hardest thing about picking that up for you? Was it form tackling? Was it just understanding blitz packages, how to read the offense? I imagine that part came pretty easy coming from the offense side of the ball. You know, just pass defense in general. What would you say is the hardest part for you of becoming a linebacker?
Yeah, the hardest
Your
part.
read triangles. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Reading was definitely I mean, it's definitely an adjustment for sure. Cause I mean, I had a habit for the first couple games just watching the backfield constantly. And I mean, there's a lot of counter stuff going on. You got the triple option, and we're playing some wing T teams pretty early. So I mean, a lot of stuff thrown at me pretty early that was challenging, and just me falling in the backfield. I'm trying to move where the back's going, and I'm getting clipped by a down
watch
block
that
or
guard
something
step.
like that. Yeah, so like, I mean, that was the big adjustment, and then just physicality. Being able to be physical at the point of attack, like shedding blocks and stuff.
Yep.
Like that. And on some backs. I mean, that was an adjustment. That's still something I'm working on to this day, but that was a big emphasis this offseason, just being a lot more physical. And I mean, over this summer period and spring, like, I mean, it's definitely been improved for sure. But I mean, you're always going to have to work on that as linebacker, just being as physical as possible at a point of attack. So physicality and then reading were the hardest things for me.
Nice.
John Mills for 5 says that was a great game. Was there too. First game for me in 25 years. Shout out, John. We appreciate you, my man. I'm laughing at Matt in the chat. He said Brayden's so good and his internet is spotless too. We were laughing before we went live about poor Legend Bay and his internet and his connection. It was still a lot of fun having Legend on the show. We got to get away from football, man. We're 34 minutes in, and all we're talking about is football. You go back to Pops, you're talking about playing ping pong, watching a movie, watching TV, whatever. What do you do away from football? You personally, like, are you playing the PS5? What does all the kids say? My daughter's boyfriend was here this past week, and he goes, "Yeah, I play the game." I was like, "Okay, you sound like every kid that comes through the channel. I play the game." I'm like, "Well, what is the game, young man? Can you tell me? You playing the PS5, the Xbox? You playing the game? What do you do for fun outside of football?"
Yes, sir. So back in the day, I definitely played the game, but I mean, it's very time consuming, and I like to be pretty productive when I have my free time. So I mean, hanging out with family and friends. I'm always with my friends, to be honest, like teammates. I try to be around all different positions on the team. Because I mean, obviously you're going to be around those guys more than anybody, sometimes more than your family. So you want to build those relationships, and the end goal is state championships. So having those relationships, feeling like you can lean on your brother, trust your brother, that's a big thing for me. So hanging out with friends, but when it comes to hobbies, like it's a little weird. Like a lot of people don't do it for an athlete, but I do photography and videography. So like, I mean, when I went up to Tennessee, I've been talking to the creative department and just how they do their stuff and just all that stuff. They've been giving me kind of behind the scenes on all of it. So that's a big passion for me, and that's probably what I want to look into study, like creative media or film production, something like that.
Like
Very
so,
cool.
photography. Like you taking photographs of anything? You getting out in nature? Like what do you, if you're taking pictures for fun? Like where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I actually have this business. Me and two of my friends, we have our own production company. So we'll actually get booked. I mean, it's really a job, to be honest. We'll get booked to go to like high schools and like big events and stuff. We'll do photos, mainly sports. I mean, I do sports only, but some of my friends do some other stuff. But sports, like big events, like last summer, I went to the NFL alumni golf tournament in Alpharetta, Georgia, and they made me run all their social media. I did like interviews and filmed their whole day, photos, all of that. So I basically ran their media for the whole weekend. So that, I mean, that was my biggest thing that I've done. But like high school media days all around Cobb County, the metro Atlanta area, and just like friends and family and stuff like that, whatever they need.
Very cool, man. That's awesome. I wish I had the ability to do all that kind of cool stuff. I leave all the cool editing and videography stuff to Mr. Bentley over here, but
and I'm struggling with it.
Yeah. So but let's have some real fun, man. Let's really get into the weeds here and ask some wild questions. Are aliens real?
Shoot. I don't think they're real now.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I don't. I mean, you caught me off guard. We've been doing this for 2 years on these interviews. You caught me off guard.
I wanted to go to left field, just shock somebody, man.
I love it. I love it. What's your go-to karaoke song? What are you singing?
Ooh, I'm a big, like, when it comes to karaoke, I'll look into the 70s, maybe some Michael Jackson stuff. But when I go into the 70s, I tap into Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh my God!
Ooh,
I love it. Dude. Do you like Sam Pendleton comes on and says he likes James Taylor? I get that. I didn't have you picking Earth, Wind, and Fire today. Didn't have that on my bingo card.
I'm kind of an old head at heart. Yeah, like I listen to a lot of the old R&B and just old pop and stuff like that. So I mean, it's kind of what my family listens to, and I've kind of grown up with that. So kind of grew on me for a while. I used to hate it. I'm not gonna lie, but over time, like when I started to appreciate music and just old types of genres, like Earth, Wind, and Fire is definitely my favorite, like out there genre for sure.
I love that. So I saw some psychopath on Facebook today say, try to compare Justin Bieber to Michael Jackson. And I'm like, are you insane? Like it's not even close. You're on two different planets. You're on two different planets, but we don't believe in aliens. So maybe they're just on Earth and wrong. All right, Coach, go ahead.
Okay, let's go this. We got to do it once real quick, Boogie. It's become a tradition now. 100 grown men versus one gorilla. Oh, he left. He was like,
he's like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not answering this.
I'm not playing this game. This is dumb, Coach.
Because it's wrong. It's wrong. You're wrong.
The gorilla wins, Boogie. I don't know what to tell you.
There is no way. And by the way, I blame Matt. I blame Matt in the chat for saying that he has perfect internet. And then after that, we come into this disaster of internet. Legend Bay, the ghost of Legend Bay is here. I'm hoping Brayden can back out and come back in, and we can clear it up. Let me catch this real quick. Billy Todd for 2 says late door fee. Shout out, Billy. We appreciate that super chat. We appreciate all the super chats. We appreciate all you guys that support this channel. If you like what we do, you can hit the join button down below. And you become a member of this channel for $1. $1 a month. That's all it takes, man. If you don't have a power T beside your name, you can fix that. All right, Brayden is back. The camera's jacked up. Brayden, back out. Back out and come back in. Back all the way out and come back in, and it should fix it. Hopefully that will fix it. Because that's what happened to Legend. Remember when he came in and his the icon was popping up?
I thought about switching it, Boogie. I thought about asking him if a grizzly bear could beat a Siberian tiger in a fight.
Well, who wins, a grizzly bear or the gorilla?
Mm.
I think I'm going gorilla in that instance. Grizzly bears they're nasty, dude. They will rip
Yeah,
your
they're
face
really
off.
nasty. Yeah.
But I think a gorilla wins that fight. I think a gorilla wins that fight.
Yeah.
Swore the Demon
Maybe
agrees
the
with me.
bear's a little slow.
He says the gorilla will not win. I agree, man. 100 dudes? 100 dudes?
Is Sora the Demon a primate expert? I don't know.
Are you?
I'm not. No. I'm just some guy on the internet that gives his opinion about football for free. I have no idea who would actually win. But I'm going to get up here in traditional Tennessee fan fashion and pretend like I know everything about everything, Boogie. All right? That's what we do, man. We're Tennessee fans, dang it.
Well,
all right?
We're always right. Can you start saying that when you come on and say that you're an expert and an insider?
Yes.
So I
am an expert.
I can make a little money around here?
I'm expertly inside Boogie studio right now.
All right. Brayden's back. Pitch the question again. Let's start this stupid conversation over because I hate this question. I'm sick of this question.
We'll move on after this one. He'll be the last.
It's polarizing. It's polarizing.
He'll be the final vote. 100 grown men in a fight versus one grown silverback gorilla. Who's winning that fight?
Depends.
Okay.
100 like
you whatever dudes
like
you want.
Whatever dudes I want, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's going with you, Boogie. He's saying 100 Brock Lesnar's.
Because there are levels to the game, right? Right? That was my thing.
All right.
Like, I'm so sick of these kids coming on here and agreeing with you and arguing with me. Men are built differently. You send in 100 Coach J's, they're screwed. You send in 100 John Joneses.
If you get some regular, like, just people off the streets just kind of walk in, like they don't lift or do anything like that, I got the gorilla. But if you can pick a couple, like, big kind of freak athletes, I mean, I got those people winning for sure. I mean, he might knock down maybe 50 of them, but they'll get them eventually.
Yeah, this is what I told Legend Bay because he agreed with Coach, and I told Legend, I said we send in 30 Coach J's, and we watched him get decimated. And as he's ripping the arms off the last 5 to 10, then we send in 10 Brock Lesnar's, and we watch Brock Lesnar go to work. And then when it push comes to shove, we send in about 30 John Joneses, and it's over. It's a wrap. That's it.
It is over.
That monkey has zero chance. Zero.
All right. I think so. I'll give it to you today.
You got $1 million. $1 million cold, hard cash. You can't save it. You can't gift it. You can't give it to family. You can't give it to charity. You can't share it. You can't buy something for anybody else. You got to buy something for yourself. $1 million cold, hard cash, and you got to blow it. You can't just save it. What are you buying? What are you spending it on?
Probably a house, to be honest. Yeah, definitely a house. I mean, cars are cool. But like a house that I have everything I want in it, that would be pretty cool. Like a movie theater, pool, basketball court. That would probably be the big investment for me with $1 million.
Very
That's
nice.
a smart investment. Then you could turn around and sell it for $2 million.
Oh yeah.
Flip it. So is that house going to be by the beach, in the mountains, in the city? Where are you putting said house?
I would put the house wherever I'm playing. So I mean, if I have the $1 million in NFL, whatever city I'm in, yeah. I mean, if I was in college with $1 million and I had to buy something with $1 million, I would not buy a house, obviously. But if I'm in the NFL, definitely a house in the city I'm at.
Is there an NFL team, like if you could write the picture perfect story? You come to Tennessee, you play 3 years, you're an All-American, SEC All-American, all the accolades, first round draft pick, and you could pick a team. Where would you go?
I mean, I'm not a big, I don't have a team, to be honest, in the NFL. I would say whatever team has a good defense at the time. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. Whatever team has a good defense, because at this point, I don't have like a favorite team in college or NFL, just because you never know where you're going to get picked, and hopefully I do get picked one day, so I try to not make it biased.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I just root for whoever has the most Tennessee volunteer football players on their team. But so I was watching. I got watching these because of Legend Bay. They have these like day in the life things, and I saw that you had one too, Brayden. Yep. And you referenced on there you had 2 posters in your room. I think you said Brian Dawkins and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And man, those dudes are just dogs, man. Is that why they're up there? Is because those are like absolute dogs? And is that something you try to incorporate in yourself?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been told like just by teammates that end up transferring in, or like anybody that I really encounter with, they're like, the way you act off the field is not at all how you're on the field. So, I mean, they just kind of flip a switch, to be honest. They go into a whole different, that's basically what I do. Like, I'm a whole different person, not saying like in a negative way, but just you tap into a different mentality. And, I mean, just by how they played, and it was very like ferocious and violent and physical. And I mean, that's kind of how I flip the switch. Cause like off the field, I'm very nice and studious or whatever. So when I get on the field, I like to flip the switch, and it kind of shocks people. And just watching how Dennis Rodman was so like crazy, and then Brian Dawkins being in this whole different realm of how he's Weapon X and everything like that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Ball Girl in the chat for 2 says, what do you consider old R&B?
Ooh. So Alea, probably. That's probably my most listened to. And then I like got early 2000s. I mean, I wouldn't consider that old, to be honest, but like you got like Chris Brown and Justin Timberlake, stuff like that.
Oh, we're so old, Coach.
Genuine, Boogie. No genuine. Sorry.
Did I?
No genuine.
But like, I would have to go through my playlist and like, because like, I kid you not, it's all over the place. So like, my old playlist, it'll have like old pop, it will have like jazz, it will have like Earth, Wind and Fire. Then you got old R&B. So like, it's not like one person in there. It's like, if I named it off, you would probably know like most of them, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
You got a pre-game playlist? Or are you kind of the quiet type, or what are you listening to before a game?
It varies, just kind of how I'm feeling on the day. In the locker room, you got the speaker and everything like that, so I'll just kind of go along. I'll have aux every once in a while, like playing the music, be rap or whatever. But if I'm not, normally just kind of in my own little space, listening to like some calm stuff like Drake or Kendrick Lamar, something very calm, just because I like to be in my own little area. So like, even if I put on the aux like in the weight room, like I'm probably not in there. Like I'm walking around getting tapes, just sitting outside, whatever it is, just relaxing.
Johnny in the chat for 5 says, late Dorothy, what's up, Vol fan? Welcome. Brayden, thanks for being a Vol. Excited to see you joining the good guys. I got to ask one more music question because we have another debate. We debate fighting a gorilla, which is insane. We have another debate when it comes to music, and there is a right answer and there is a wrong answer. Who's better, Tupac or Eminem?
I'm going Tupac.
Yeah!
Take that, X Factor.
It's not even close. It's not even
I wouldn't
close.
think so, but a lot of people would argue. So
no, Tupac is the GOAT. We got to talk a couple more things. I promise. We're gonna get you out the door, but there's 2 things we have to talk about. First of all, we Mrs. J, Coach J's wife, came up with a bit, and the bit is every time we interview a player, they've got to ask a question to the next player coming on, and we'll keep this train rolling. And so we've had some fun questions like favorite football movie. Anthony Aguimura asked Big Don Bailey, what's your least favorite workout? And so last interview was Legend Bay. He was the last guy to come on the channel, and we said, you can ask anything you want to ask. And it kind of caught me by surprise. He said, are you coloring with crowns or markers?
Oh my gosh. I'm markers.
Markers.
I agree with that. Markers are just better.
I mean, if you're using a marker, you can't make a mistake. You got to, which I guess you really can't with a crown either. That was out of left field. So now this could be the most fun one we've had yet, because once Conbay responds, the plan is to have him on next Wednesday. So we're lofting you a softball. You get to ask a question to him.
Yeah. Ask him who his celebrity crush is.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one.
Sweet.
I like that question.
Very good.
You know we're going to flip it on you. Who's your celebrity crush?
Jennifer Aniston, probably.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Ooh. Like a young one? Like a leprechaun, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
I
She was
mean,
a baddie. She was a baddie.
my mom's very big into Friends, so
Now we're
that's
talking.
always being on.
Rachel. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, I hear based on our Sunday night stream, she's got a great personality. That's what everybody says in the chat. I don't know. Great personality. We have to talk food.
Real quick. Yeah. I was going to say we have to.
It's tradition on the channel. What's your go-to spot? What's your favorite food? Talk food. Speak food, because that's my love language.
Food. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely my love language too. Mexican is number one. Any type, like nachos, quesadillas, fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, any of that. Second, probably hibachi. Those are like my two like go-tos. If I could eat those two meals the rest of my life, I could easily do it.
I agree. I can't argue with that. I think we wrap right there. I think those are the two, like Mexican and hibachi. Are you kidding me? It's like that's my favorite thing. All right, man. We appreciate you. All the links to Brayden's social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff are in the description. Go show him some love. Go follow him on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Man, the floor is yours. Speak to Vol Nation, just why you chose Tennessee, what you're excited to do, what you're bringing to the table, and then we'll get you out the door.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee, it felt like the best fit for me when it came to just the relationships. They were second to none. So felt the most comfortable with everybody, and I like how the defenses have been playing the last couple of years, like the track they're on. And then when it comes to just me bringing stuff to the table, I'm going to bring high energy, great leadership. I'm going to come in and push everybody around me, and I'm going to bring a different skill set that other linebackers don't have in the country, just being able to play in space and do all sorts of stuff. And it definitely helps out Coach Banks, and I'm excited to go win a national championship with these guys, and I'm going to keep recruiting in this class and just get the best people around me and just grind it out with everybody that wants to come.
I love it, man. We appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us. Go hit up Conbay and say, hey, stop ghosting Boogie. You're up next. So hopefully we'll get him on the channel next time. If you need something from me or Coach J, man, just hit us up. We'll do anything we can to help you. We're excited to have you, man. Appreciate your time. You have a good night, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right. Later, brother.
Go Big Orange.
Right.
Man. Another good one. Another good one in the boat. Goodness gracious, man.
Well-spoken, good kid, man.
Good taste in women.
Good taste in women. Dude, I like that he's got that, like, he's well-spoken in person and polite, but he's a dog on the football field, man. This guy's a dog. And I didn't get to ask him, like, if he talks on the football field, but I've watched enough film of him that I'm pretty sure he does talk on the football field. But I saw this dude moss somebody in a 7-on-7 short and then walk up to the quarterback and say, thanks for trusting me, and hand him the ball. So it's just a good kid, man. And I think what he said rings true. Like, this kid can play in space, like defend the pass as good as any high school recruit I've seen, man. It blew my mind when he said that he's been a linebacker for only a year. Like, that flat out blew my mind. Awesome.
Let's do a little plugs and shills, guys. We got 215 people watching live. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Smash the thumbs up, man. Just share and promote these interviews. Like, I can't say that enough. Those of you that are here, we appreciate you guys. But to see 15,000 people tune in to see where these kids end up, and then they choose home, they choose Knoxville, they choose Rocky Top, and then we don't show them any love anymore. We just kind of push them to the side. I wish we got more eyes on these interviews to see the type of kids that are coming to Knoxville. But you can also help the channel. You can go check out our Talkin VAWLS merch. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can see these Nike swoosh logo hats, got the Talkin VAWLS logo, camo hats, bucket hats. We also got the Nike themed t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, golf polos, and quarter zips, whatever you want. We got rivalry shirts, camo hoodies, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link is also in the description below. If you also want to help, you can become a member of the channel. You can hit the join button. It's right down there, right beside subscribe. It's only $1. If you like what we do, the content, the live streams, the interviews, the videos, the community aspect, whatever it is, if you like it, hit that join button. This channel does not exist without your support. We're going to be doing members-only streams coming up soon, man. Fall camp is like right around the corner, a week away from fall camp. We're going to start doing members-only streams where only the members of the channel get to watch the show, and it's also going to be our fan call-in show. I'm working on a big one, man. I'm working on a fun crossover show that hopefully we're going to be doing on a Sunday coming up soon, but we'll see if we can make it happen. All right, let's get these guys on the show. Fao Ming, Ball Scoops is in the house. Fao Ming, did you not? Why are you shaking your head in the back when I said he had good taste in women? Hey, Fao Ming, we still a show around here? He still doesn't know he's muted. He's like, I'm never muted.
You're muted.
Bro. Now we got you.
I got you.
I would never do that.
I know we couldn't get out of that conversation up, just dragging him through the mud. You were so close. I mean, smooth landing, one of the best conversations and interviews yet. Last second, we just had to take a dive. I knew it was coming.
Bro, you can't come on here and say Jennifer Aniston is your celebrity crush when you're 17 years old and not think I'm going to react to that. Come on. I thought we landed the plane.
There's a lot of Friends reruns, man. I got to say.
Yeah, so he's seeing Jennifer Aniston, 20 years ago? Makes sense. Right. Makes sense. Scoops, what'd you think about that interview, man? I know you got a relationship with Brayden and just reliving his commitment and hearing his side of it. It was exciting.
Dude, honestly, obviously he's a great prospect and stuff like that, but even a greater kid, man. And he's a coach's son. Obviously, we know that, and comes from a great family and stuff. But just hearing how the process and watching the reaction video over again at the beginning of the show and stuff like that, and then just hearing him talk about, why he picked Tennessee. And then that last little outro there talking about, I can't wait to go grind and try to win a national championship with my guys and stuff, man. This guy has, it's bigger than him. He's already thinking about the team, not just his own personal gain after his announcement, and the way he's been able to peer recruit and do things all the right way. I think we got a good one, man. I said it in the private studio chat, man. I love this kid because he's a gamer, an absolute gamer. And, to hear kids these days so well-spoken, so mature for their age and stuff like that was just you don't see that all the time anymore. So really excited about the pickup. And then hearing that he just started playing linebacker, man, after being mostly a tight end, it's actually insane to me when you consider that Tennessee was battling Texas, Michigan, Alabama, the in-state school Georgia. You get that huge recruiting win, and this guy is not even close to what he can be. So excited about the pickup, and what a great kid.
Yeah, shout out Coach Jay for busting his balls for firing off the line late.
Hey, man,
don't ever change, bro. Don't ever change.
I'm sorry.
Did anybody else know that he had changed that recently?
I had no clue.
I thought he could play both sides this whole time. I had no idea it was that recent. I mean, as smooth as he is and as quick, which maybe it's that offensive mindset, right? Where he's played offense, he knows blocking schemes and things like that. He knows people's responsibilities. But his closing speed and his eyes are just next level. And then you find out it's 1 year. I mean, that blew my mind. I'm right there with you, Coach. That blew my mind.
Yeah, wild that it makes sense that he defends the pass so well in space. He's a weapon in the slot or at tight end or wide out or wherever he is. So it makes a little sense, but it also doesn't make sense. It's just different to wall off a wide receiver, to have to wall off into a pin and wheel or to break in space or whatever you might be doing as a linebacker is wild. And he's really, really good at it, has some great natural instincts. And yeah, like he said, I think the thing he was saying was hardest was just those read steps, right? Which are your read triangles, which are not easy, right? That's complex.
You got that 180 flip when you're on the other side of the ball. So normally everything would shift one way and you're expecting this play. Well, now it's opposite, the exact opposite, actually.
Yeah.
But maybe that's some 7-on-7 stuff too. I know a lot of guys, when you go 7-on-7, you don't have the whole team there. So you might be flipping back and forth and be a little coverage or something. But that was impressive, man. I know you've had a lot of good interviews, but I don't know that I've seen a kid that's that locked in. Just that calmly, just locked in, has his goals set, knows what he's trying to do, has a plan. I mean, very well spoken, but very, very just calm and locked in, it seems like. I think Tennessee hit a home run there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was on him early. I'm going to keep bragging about it. I'm going to keep bragging about it.
You got to give it to him. He didn't get rattled. Not one time.
No. Yeah, good kid, man. Awesome. Like I said, that's one of the best things about these interviews is just it gives you a whole new reason to root for a kid in the system and want him to do well, man. It's just getting to know him. It's awesome. I'll squash the rumors, guys. They are true. The rumors are true. Boo Carter has been out here with me in California. We've been hanging out on the USC yacht. So Sorry,
I
guys.
thought he was coming on
My
the
bad.
Guns Out UCLA podcast, Coach.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that what it was? My
I
bad.
thought that's what
What
maybe
a-
it's
what a-
getting
Last
conflict.
time I saw him out here, we were at in
What
and
an
out.
epic segue. But we got to talk about it. I've made 3 straight videos about it. I'm not like some YouTubers. I don't think I'm going to get to 23 straight videos, but I've made 3 straight videos because it's been kind of a wave of information coming out. Jesse Simonton, for all you Vol Questers in the chat, we call him the Gator Dog because he's not a Tennessee fan. He's not a Tennessee supporter, but he worked at VolQuest for quite some time. And I like he's the type of guy. Like, I always kind of like Jesse, but he's the type of guy that can't wait to take a shot at Tennessee. So here's the tweet. Considering where Tennessee was just 5 years ago, the vibes around the ball should be really good right now. 11-2 and 22, upset over number 1 Bama. 9-4, 10-3, playoff berth in 2024. Instead, with the Nico mess and now the Boo Carter drama, something feels way off. And we're gonna go through this Boo Carter thing step by step. But Scoops, with the Nico drama, Nico leaving, and now Boo Carter and all this stuff that's floating around, do you think that something feels way off in Knoxville, or do you think this is just a couple of dudes that we're having to deal with?
I think it's just a couple of dudes that you're having to deal with, man. And like, I'm not just because like I'm not trying to, avoid the reality of what's going on and stuff like that. But I mean, the way the staff, how they've, done things the right way and stuff. And you're seeing all these little hiccups, whether it's been in the off season or after the season, where, it seems like there's always a back and forth thing of trying to, negotiate, or in this new day and age of college athletics, you think everything's all green lights, and then you wake up and it's like, this is, brewing and stuff like that. I just think, like, it's easy to look at, the situations, losing, star players and stuff, especially players that the fan base invest in and stuff. But I mean, when you look at it, this isn't like the first time. I mean, just after the season ended, there was negotiations in this process. And then now, I mean, we're a week behind fall camp and stuff. So we're about to get things rolling. And I don't think this staff is going to go into fall camp with this, on their back. I think we'll, figure out good news, bad news, whatever it's going to be. But I mean, for Jesse to go there and, talk about that something feels off, I don't know, man. I'm not going to, a few bumps in the road, but we've seen how the staff handles it. Are they going to handle it internally, or are they going to, let them walk? I mean, time's ticking. I think they'll have to do something fairly soon.
How do you handle that? How do you handle it? If you got a kid, and we'll kind of walk through it step by step, but if you got a kid that's creating problems when your sales pitch is culture, and we hear all these kids come through here and speak of the culture, current players, recruits, all the nine, how do you handle this if you got a kid that's not showing up to meetings or workouts? Do you have to cut ties and move on, or do you make an exception to the rule? How do you handle it?
Well, first off, we've seen how not to handle it. We know what not to do. We've been through that recently. But I think it's got to be internally. I mean, as much as you can. Like, you can already see, like, the cracks are there. It's starting to get to social media things and stuff like that. But if it's on social media, that means it's been a minute, right? Like, that it didn't happen yesterday. If it's just now getting to, like, especially media tops. I mean, if a kid says something or puts something on his Instagram story, things like that, that could be recent. But when you start hearing, like, media personalities talk about it, that means there's a leak. That means it's happened for a while. The things we're hearing is it's happened for a while. So I think that's Hop's usual go-to anyway. He don't really want to put things out there. He wants to keep it in-house. It sounds like you asked me how I would handle it. It sounds like the leadership committee or leadership group has went and spoke to him. I know everybody blew that up like as if there's like some kind of altercation or some big argument or something like that. And I'm not saying there wasn't an argument. Who knows? It's locker room stuff. It happens. But it sounds like they went about it the right way. I hope that everybody can keep a level head as long as you can. Keep communication open. But we don't know what the root, or at least I don't know. You guys may know more. I don't know what the root problem is. So it's hard to say how I'd react to something if I don't know what the root problem is. If it's just, say, you're late for meetings, or you're not showing up for practice, or that's big. But like, if you're just late to practice or things like that, or film sessions, like you want to think those are correctable, right? Even if it's like, who's his buddy, who's his best friend, who's his teammate, who can be in his pocket and be like, hey man, we got to get our stuff together. I'll meet you at your front door. Let's go to practice. Let's go to meetings. Like, who's that guy? Who's that upperclassman even that can be over his shoulder and guide him a little bit? Maybe it's an assistant coach. Maybe it's an intern. Like, whoever we need. Like, let's help this kid out as much as possible. And I'm sure that's what Tennessee's doing. But But when you ask me how I would handle it, that's my first steps. It's hard for me to go any further without knowing what the problem is. I mean, how many things have we seen online? If it's, stuff back home, that's not school related. Okay. That's an outside problem. We're going to handle inside problems at ball until it absolutely you can't. Now if it's the latter, like it's the practice stuff, the film room stuff, that kind of thing, we can fix that. Well, that's something we can work on unless the kid just checks out. Now, if a player just doesn't want to be here, doesn't want to play ball, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be a money thing because there's no transfer portal to go to right now that I'm aware of. There's no loopholes here that I don't know. Like, so what you got to look at it from like Boo's perspective. What does Boo want out of this situation? What's the problem? What does he need? And I think you just have to. Man, this is hard to answer without knowing what's going on.
Impossible.
Let's unpack. Let's unpack what's going on, right? Because here's the thing: there's a problem, right? Clearly, there is a problem.
There's an issue, right?
And what happens is when there's a problem, we live in 2025. We live in the era of social media where everybody just throws something at the wall. Does it stick? Is this true? Is it real? You're talking about gang activity? Are you putting this out there and you have any idea what's going on? Or are you just saying it for internet clout? Are you just saying it to see who runs with it? Are you just saying it to see who retweets it and can create a story? And it's like, I don't think that's what it is. You got people saying he can't come back to the town of Chattanooga. I don't think that's the reality. You got a certain YouTuber. I'm just freaking going scorched earth right now. You got a certain YouTuber that is putting it in the public eye saying that they are trying to tie him to a murder. You need to be in court. You, if you're watching this, you know exactly who I'm talking. Your ass needs to be in court because you're spreading stuff out there that's not true. That is defamation of character. That's why when I come on and make a video, I talk about the rumors and I say allegedly, and let's wait and see what's happening. But if you're going and making videos and saying they're trying to tie Boo Carter to a murder, you better freaking know what you're talking about. Else you should be in court. Bottom line. So what do we know? What do we know? Again, Tony Basilio, he's got his connections. Everything that I've been putting out has been coming from him. So if he's wrong, he's wrong. But in his video, he's saying he doesn't think it's a slam dunk that Boo Carter plays here next year, right? He said he's not plugged in. He's not buying in. He's missing some workouts. He's been late to some team stuff. So if that's what it is, kind of doubling down on what Fao Ming said, how long has this been going on? Has it been going on for the summer? Has it been going on his entire time on campus? Go ahead, Scoops.
I mean, I was just going to say, I mean, you go back to that first instance we talked about after the offseason where he released the statement with the Vol Club thing, I'm staying home, or, I'm a Vol for life and stuff like that, talking about his return to Tennessee. And I mean, even there was kind of some question marks and stuff like that. And me personally, I've stayed off the Instagram and the X. I don't think I put out a single post about this situation, just trying to figure out all the facts, because I mean, you go on, Vol Twitter or you go on Vol Facebook and like all the comments are allegations, like tying back to Chattanooga or talking about money and stuff. And I agree with that I don't even think it might be NIL to be the case. And, talking about, journalism in Knoxville, obviously the VolQuest guys are, on top of everything. You saw AP kind of break his silence yesterday about the California and stuff. But the one thing with Jesse there, I mean, I agree with him that Adam Sparks is probably one of the best in the business, and reading his article, kind of unpacking everything there and how he, was interpreting things that, there's guys on this team that are being punished based off him not showing up, or, maybe, him not, coming to the team meetings or him coming to the things. I mean, last night, Kelsey Pope had a team dinner with the wide receivers, and him expected to play on offense. Boo Carter wasn't in that picture. You're seeing, Kitzelman or Joey Aguilar posting up with the team, doing team bonding things. And I mean, when other players start to get punished, or they're wondering where a guy that's going to be a breakout player for the team this upcoming season, and you're 1 week out from fall camp, that's obviously some concern. So when you're talking about the leadership council, you're talking about guys on this team that were just at SEC Media Day, like Miles Kitzelman, Arion Carter, that were preaching about how close this team is and, instilling this leadership. I think, those guys were upset when there's the star player who's going to be one of the leaders of the defense, and he's not showing up. And like, obviously we don't know what the problem is, talking with Fowles, talking about what is the problem. And I mean, the staff has a choice, man. Obviously it's gotten its way around social media. The fan base is going to take its own thing, and defamation of character is really a real thing, man, without knowing the facts and stuff. I mean, the staff has a chance to handle it internally, or does it get to a point where, they're asking and making these demands of Boo of how he has to lock in or how he has to, change some habits that the leaders on this team want, And if, they're not getting the answers they want, you might see a thing where they feel like it's best to cut ties. But I mean, I stand on what I said earlier, that they're not going to go into fall camp with this thing still lingering next week. And whether that's, getting Boo to, express what's, bothering him, or, what the problem is, I think that's going to be like really important, just based off Adam's article and just hearing about the ongoing stimming thing. I mean, even on campus when Boo was going to school and stuff like that, or even when he was on campus, I mean, y'all are hitting a nail on. I mean, their assistant coaches, teammates, guys that he was close with, following him around, keeping him out of trouble, being that light for him and stuff. So what happened? What happened to make it to get to the point where now it's, reaching out to the message boards or the fan base? And I mean, I think the staff has done the best they could, but what's the problem? And if you can figure it out, you have to figure it out now. But it's a ticking time bomb of, are you in? Are you out? Are you a Vol? Are you not? And no one's bigger than the power team. We realized that with the Nico Iamaleava thing. But I mean, you have to make a decision. Are you going to be a Vol? Are you going to be with your teammates, or is there just going to be a thing where you're kind of messing with your future?
I want to hit a couple of things and then throw it to Coach, because he's sitting back in silence. I want to talk about, you brought up AP.
Dang it, you saw me.
Because everybody has been asking, where is Austin Price? Why is he not talking about this? Golf. And I mentioned this in my video today. Yeah, he's probably playing at the Augusta or Pebble Beach or somewhere. But he brought up that Boo was in California over the weekend. That's not that I'm not ready to burn everything to the ground because Boo was out in California. But he also brought up his new agent, Omar Cooper, and that he's not made a change yet. He's still working with the agent. My mind goes to, is this what is this new agent saying? Is he trying to finagle some deal? But again, going back to Foul Ming's point, you can't hit the portal. So are you going to get kicked off this football team and sit out the entire 2025 season over money? But then he went on to saying, Boo needs to do the little things better, show up on time, stop missing workouts, which leads to your teammates running. Like Scoop said, we had Sam Pendleton on, and he talked directly about it. He said, if one of my teammates makes a mistake, I'm running. I'm doing up downs until I puke. And eventually, guess what? Your teammates get sick of that. The leadership council gets sick of that. So if they're now coming to Coach Heupel and saying, this is a problem, if Boo misses, we're suffering, it's time to do something about this. So Josh Heupel has a decision to make. One last thing I want to say, and then I want to get Coach's opinion here. Somebody brought this up, and this was in the back of my mind today. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and they informed me of the new rules of college football. This Smokies Hill says, have to remember players do treat off-season team activities as voluntary. Adam Sparks, that Scoops is talking about, says, no, it is a different era under different rules. Coaches can be present at some workouts and team activities in the summer. I didn't know that. There's a dead period when they can't. Guess what? It's wide open now, and Boo has been missing. It goes on and says, in rev sharing system, schools pay players directly, plus team leaders thought it was important enough to address. So I think enough people that have the inside connection understand this is a problem. They are reporting it, and now Josh Heupel has the decision. Coach Jay, you're a coach. You've been in a lot of locker rooms. How do you handle this situation if you got a kid that's not showing up to meetings or practices, and the leaders of the team are sick of it?
Well, thing number one, like if and I don't know it, forgive me, I don't know enough about all the new rules in D1 football, but if that's a mandatory team practice and he wasn't there, you have to kick him out. You did a Nico.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it. What is good for the goose has to be for the gander.
That Nico escalates all of this.
And Boo Carter is not good enough, nor is any player who has ever played at Tennessee good enough to change the team rules for them. Right? Like that's just the bottom line for me. So if that's true, then to me, there's no decision. He's already off the team, if that's a fact. Now, if that's not true, if he's just been late and meandering around, then that's a little different, right? If I've been on teams, I've been on a team where this has happened, and I've coached a team where I've given it to the players, where I'll tell you what, Boo has come to me. I'm just giving you an example. This hasn't happened, right? And he wants to stay on the team. And quite frankly, he's done X, Y, and Z. He wants to talk to y'all. After that, after he leaves, we're going to take a vote, and it's going to be up to you. That's going to be your all's decision. We're going to do it individually, and one at a time in my room, and that's it. And that will be the end of it. So I've seen that happen too. But I mean, not to kick back to this whole thing, guys, but this is just, and kids are fickle, right? Like life's fickle. I mean, people quit football all the time, man. Like all the time when they're on top of their game. We live in a different era of college football. We've all been screaming it forever. And the fact just is going to be that players aren't going to probably be considered VFLs till they leave, right? Till after their senior day. I mean,
like a big Don Bailey. That's a
that's a VFL, right? But like, I mean, and then the rumor mill, like you were talking about, Boogie, right? Like all the rumors. What's the old quote? Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, right? Like even in the Nico situation with things we know now, we probably know 10% of the truth of that situation, right? Like, so, I mean, and you know even less of this one because it's early in it. So it's just complex. But what I would encourage everyone to do, Heupel's been good at handling this stuff internally. If you're going to trust Hype with Neek, if you're going to trust Hype through everything we've been through, then you got to trust him now and continue to trust him. Am I stressed or think the house is burnt to the ground like Simonton's suggesting there? No. Is there a little fire in your house that you need to keep an eye on so it doesn't burn the damn thing down? Yeah, you need to keep that fire in your fireplace and make sure it doesn't get out of the fireplace. But yeah, just what I would encourage everyone not to do, don't deal in rumors. Don't spread BS, crap rumors on the internet that you have no idea or true or not. It doesn't help anyone, and there's plenty to talk about without them. So that would be my one ask, if I could ask the chat for something.
Just two quick things I want to throw in there because we talked. It's not NIL season necessarily. Like nobody's getting raised or anything right now. But you got to think if you're on that team and you're looking at somebody like a player like Boo, who's probably making some of the highest earnings on the team. He's probably got some of the most NIL money on the team. I'm just guessing. I don't know what they make, but more than likely it's up there because they just talked about it and renegotiated and all that kind of stuff. Those other players got to be looking like, hey, you're making that much more than me or you're making this kind of money and you don't show up. Like I'm showing up for this. You can, show up for that. I won't start cussing, but like you can show up. If I can show up for this, you can show up to work too. But the other thing is, I don't care which agent he's talking to, whether it's the one he has now, the one he's going to, or both, or whatever their situation is. At the end of the day, the goal is to get to the NFL. The goal is to get to the next level. You have to show up. So you have to get that agent has to get him pro ready. So it doesn't matter if he's playing for Tennessee, he's playing for another team, or whatever. He sits out. He has to become pro ready at some point to where you're showing up to meetings on time. You're showing up to practice on time. Like that's not even that's not negotiable. We're not talking about just a practice like it's not high school ball anymore. Like we're preparing for the next level. Yes, we're all tied into D1 ball. It's all everything Tennessee. We're all huge Tennessee fans, college football fans. But the goal is to get to the next level. So I don't think it matters which agent, whatever, money, whatever. Like you have to be pro ready if you plan on making this your career. So this practice stuff, regardless of what's going on back home, this practice stuff, this meeting stuff, it has to be fixed. I don't care Tennessee or somewhere else.
Look at James Pierce. All these rumors come out about James Pierce when we're leading up to the NFL draft, and everybody's going, "What are they talking about?" And then Tony Basilio just freaking blasted out there in the video I made today, and he said this was James Pierce last summer. James Pierce just disappeared to, I think, California with his girlfriend and wasn't doing any of the workouts. But you know what the difference is? It wasn't in the public eye. It never got leaked. So you could sweep it under the rug. But now Josh Heupel faces a decision because this is in the public eye. Scoops, any final comments on this Boo Card thing? Then we'll talk a little Cruton.
I'll say you talk about the leadership council and stuff, and obviously I think there will be a moment where Josh Heupel either has a chance to handle it internally or he does, talk to that leadership council. You talk about, Fao Ming was talking about his NIL earnings. I could probably confidently say that he's probably making more than the whole entire leadership council of seniors and guys that have played at Tennessee and stuff based off of his evaluation and the negotiations and stuff like that. But I will say this, and like in the most respectful way, and like not even to like, burn relationships or bridges and stuff like that. But I mean, a lot of stuff that was getting out and stuff with the rumors and stuff like that. You saw that, and like, there was a lot of speculation and stuff. And we've obviously kind of slowly moving past the rumors and getting factual information and stuff like that. But I mean, when like I don't even know, like whenever you saw the statements on Facebook and stuff from Mama Carter and stuff like that, denying the whole gang rumors and stuff like that in Chattanooga, I feel like that stemmed the whole entire thing of that getting around and stuff compared to what was actually going on, and putting the image somewhere else to where it wasn't. It was really coming down to being a good teammate, being a guy at practice, and just being a good player for the University of Tennessee and buying into being a Tennessee Volunteer. But I also understand why you would defend your son in that instance and why you would deny those allegations, especially like you said, Boogie. If you're defending a athlete that is going to have a future pro career, you could have damaged his draft stock if he does go on to get drafted. That is something that you should be sued and held accountable for. So I mean, I don't blame her for reacting that way, but knowing our fan base and how they took that and all the screenshots that kept getting around, now you have a target on you where people are wanting to have the updates. They want to be the insider. They want to know everything like that, and everything now can be taken out of context. So like I keep going back to the point where Josh Heupel has done the right thing with so many things going back to year one with like Savion Herring, Ahmad Moten, things that he's handled quietly. He's always done the right thing for the University of Tennessee, because I feel like we have a coach that now puts the power T and the morals at Tennessee above himself when he coaches here, because he knows the history here. So I have all the confidence in the world they're going to handle it the right way. But can I confidently sit here right now and say that Boo Carter is going to be on that roster and be your starting safety when we go to Atlanta, Georgia to play Syracuse August 30th? I can't. I really can't. And just, the relationship I have with some players and stuff, and how they've always made light out of jokes and stuff like that. And, the silence that's been all around from this situation lets me know that internally it's different. They want to, instill this culture. No one's bigger than the power T. And I think that Boo is going to have an ultimatum. Are you all in? Are you a Vol? Are you not? And we'll find that out.
I think too, like time frame wise, you got to clear this up. Fall camp starts a week from tonight, boys. Week from tonight. They check in, I think, Monday. I think they check in Monday. They have to report Monday, and then practice starts Wednesday. I think we're going to have an answer to this. I think Boo Carter's either going through fall camp or he's not. We're going to know. And just to tie a big fat bow on it, Foul Ming touched on it, Scoops touched on it. If Boo Carter gets kicked off this football team, his draft stock is plummeting. Guess what? He'll play somewhere. He'll play somewhere in 2026. And every single NFL team that interviews you before you go pro is going to say, why did you not play 2025? And does he ever play again? You're talking about a full calendar year with no football? Do you go back to Chattanooga where there are a lot of gangs and there is gang activity? Do you fall in line with that? And I don't know what Boo's connection is to that. I have no idea. I have no idea what his childhood looked like, what his life looked like. But if these rumors are floating around, what happens when you don't have ball, right? You don't have ball.
It's really, really hard at that level to take a year off ball like that. And yeah, I mean, not to keep rewinding being a horse, but look at Nico. He even if everything went as swimmingly as possible for him now, it's going to be a big question in that interview. You're right. And now if he does do that, then he'll have to overcome that. And that's
Nico
tough.
found a landing spot. He found a landing spot.
And then to lose the year of ball. Yeah. Found a tough landing spot, but
he found one. He's playing ball.
One. Yeah. But that's just it, right? Even if you're running for your life because you have no offensive life, at least you're running. There's a difference. Like, football's tough, man.
Just go apologize to the team. Own it, wrap it up, and play ball.
Yep.
Like we can squash all this in a day.
ASAP. Get your ass back to East Tennessee and do it now. Not next week.
Just own it. Just own it.
Now. Scoops Tybo on it.
The grass is not always greener on the other side. When you look at the Nico Iamaleava situation, everyone was talking about, Georgia, Miami, all these schools and whatever. And then we saw the fall through with schools like Tulane and stuff like that, where there was, contract negotiations where they didn't meet. And ultimately, UCLA was under pressure where they thought that they could not pass up on the opportunity to take the #1 overall prospect and stuff like that in their state. And he went back home and stuff. That gave us Joey Aguilar. But with Boo Carter, I mean, I think the best thing you can do is own up to your mistakes, apologize to the leadership, try to gain trust with your teammates, because you are less than a little less than a month away from the season, and I think that the grass will not be greener on the other side. Talk about sitting out for a season or potentially having to walk on or go JUCO ball. You want to play at the University of Tennessee. You're an in-state kid. Wrap it, your brain around it. Do the right things and invest in yourself and your future.
What's the quickest way to earn that back on the field?
I think you got to go talk to your guys one-on-one. I mean, there's all these workouts going on. And according to Brent Hubbs, he's, only in the facility once in the last possibly 2 weeks. I mean, you got to go talk to your guys, apologize, take ownership. No one's bigger than the power T. He was here through the Nico situation. He's an in-state guy. He's always, had Tennessee connected back to him in his sophomore recruitment. It's time to, take this on the chin, take the L, apologize, and try to gain that trust back and show up, not just, with your words, but workouts, team activities, events, whatever you got to do to get that trust back, because we don't have a lot of time.
You know what I would say? I would walk into that room and I would apologize man to man, face to face with all of my teammates. And I would say, how many up downs did I cost you? How many laps around this track did I cost you? And when I got the answer, I would tell them after practice, I'm going to go do every one of them. If I'm puking, I'm going to do them all. And if y'all want to sit and watch in the bleachers, y'all can watch. If y'all want to go home, somebody's going to stay here and watch, and I'm going to be accountable. And I'm going to do every single one that you did to try to make it up to you. And then we try to move forward. I think this team would accept him with open arms if he just owned up to it.
But and while just to not keep getting on that, but just to segue a little bit here. Do you guys have a replacement in mind? Do you guys have somebody to take your time?
Colton Hood. Come on, bro.
Well, not at first. Not at first. He's got to step in for McCoy, right?
I would play Jalen at corner, and I would slide Colton Hood in at start. That's what I would do, because you're talking about. I was just gonna say you're talking about Syracuse and ETSU. Is Jamal McCoy ready by the Georgia game? I don't know. But I would play McMurray. I would play McMurray and Gibson at corner, and then I would slide Colton Hood down to star.
One guy that I think is ahead of schedule, might be like an up-and-comer this year in the DB, will be Caleb Beasley, just because I think that he has that versatility to be able to play corner and play safety. And if you got to rely on Colton Hood to play corner a little bit with Jamad out, then I think you can have that kind of balance with Ricky on the other side and Beasley being that DB guy. But I mean, ultimately, man, I think I agree with Boogie that the leadership council does not want Boo off this team. I think he's a high-profile guy. You always want to keep those guys in your program because you want to be able to continue to recruit on the elite level and be a high, nice destination for these upcoming recruits. And I think if he could, take accountability and do the right things, like AP said, there's still a path for him to be on the team, but that time clock's running out. And I think, it's sooner rather than later, not just next week when fall camp starts, but I think in the next 24 to 48 hours. You got to take accountability and do the right thing. And I think if he does man up, that these guys will get around him and accept him back.
Okay. Can I dig the knife in just a little deeper one more time, Coach? One more time. If Nico shows up on that Sunday, apologizes, owns it, says my bad, guys.
Yeah.
Is he on the team right now?
Yeah, if he shows up and does that, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday right after the Saturday scrimmage.
Yeah, of course he is.
That's where so that's the model that should have been taken, right? That we could learn from now.
Yeah, of course.
The difference is he went AWOL when push came to shove.
That's what I'm saying.
And the timing. He should. Well, you would think, but good Lord, here we sit. You didn't learn anything from it. And I think the leadership council on this football team is more pissed off because they just went through it with QB1. So it's like, hold on a second. We're going to do this again. You didn't learn anything.
We learned nothing. Right. Exactly.
It's a fresh cab. Yeah.
Which leads to the Jesse Simonton tweet that there's a problem, and there's not a problem in Knoxville. Like Scoop said at the beginning of this conversation, we're dealing with a couple of dudes. There's not a problem in Knoxville. There's not a problem with the coaches. We're dealing with a couple of dudes.
As much as anywhere else in the country, there's a problem.
Of course.
Because of the environment we're in with college.
Well, it's how the team reacted that tells me there's not a culture problem. Like the culture tells you the way they got reacted tells you the culture's right. Anyway, go ahead. We can move on.
Yep.
What time will I be live on the 28th? What in the heck is the 28th? Is that Sunday? That's Monday. I'm not live on the 28th, so I have no idea. I'm going to be live on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, and next Wednesday, hopefully, Joel Combe responds to Brayden Rouse, and we'll be hanging out with him at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But let's talk a little Cruton. I knew we were not going to get to SEC Media Days. I knew when we were going to talk about Boo Carter that we were going to have a loaded show. We're already an hour and a half in, but I do want to talk a little Cruton because I talked a little Cruton in my video earlier today because this one excited me, man. Joel Wyatt. Look, we all know everybody wants to talk about Savion Hyder. They want to talk about Tristan Keys, and we're going to do that. But Joel Wyatt, 58th overall nationally, second best player in the state of Tennessee. And the drama of his recruitment, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, what position are you going to play him at? Coach, how much film have you watched on Joel Wyatt? Have you watched
a bit? Yeah.
Where would you? So if you had your choice, we did this with Boo Carter, and it was a fun film breakdown. If you got to choose, where would you play Joel Wyatt? Wide receiver? Okay.
What'd you say, Coach?
He said edge.
Leo.
Okay.
It's not even a question in my eyes. Yeah.
I see a lot of people talk when I bring up Joel Wyatt. They say, well, just play him at safety. And I'm like, I think Coach G knows something about making a lot of money at the edge position.
If it's me and you want to play wherever you want to play, Coach Prime is a couple 100 miles to the west, and you can go do that there. Like, if you want to go join a circus and pretend to be a clown, go do it. If you want to make it to the NFL, listen to Coach G. That would be my message.
Coach J's pulling no punches. However, they recruited him at edge.
I'm in summer football mode. Sorry.
When push came to shove, they said, "Hey, we'll let you play safety." But when he delayed his commitment, and Scoops, you jump in here. When they delayed his commitment, I felt like that was a bad thing for Tennessee. I felt like he was going to commit to Tennessee on July the 6th. Now they delay it. I was a little nervous. Georgia comes calling. They're trying to get him on campus for an official. Oklahoma comes calling. I think he may take an official there, but now they're saying he may make a decision, maybe not by the end of the month, but before his senior season. I think that's good news for Tennessee. What are your thoughts on Joel Wyatt?
Yeah, I mean, Chad Simmons talking about him coming to a decision here soon and stuff like that. You obviously got some new schools in the picture, but I think it's still, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, North Carolina, and then Oklahoma trying to get there on the outside looking in. But I think when he was going to announce his decision, Tennessee had made up, tremendous ground. They were kind of trying to, back channel that they were going to take him at safety then. And then there was a kind of, a delay there where he decided to delay the commitment. And I mean, Tennessee's still been working him like crazy, pushing for him, overall. And now you kind of need some help at safety depending on what happens with Boo Carter and stuff like that. But overall, been having some flashes at safety in the 7-on-7 camps, making Tennessee feel comfortable taking him there. And I think Chad Simmons was talking about there's some concerns about whether his lower body strength of him not, pushing to be at that Leo position that might make them feel comfortable with him at the safety position. And I mean, not everyone's built for leg day. Being an edge rusher in the SEC, having to invest in that kind of strength and conditioning is completely different. But I mean, a hell of an athlete, and he's only getting started. If he is going to be able to play the safety position, that's another guy that's, fairly new at the position and has, unlimited potential. But I mean, coming down to it, I still feel really good about Tennessee. North Carolina was kind of, making their appearance there in the end. You heard Bill Belichick and them trying to make a push there, but I'm still thinking that he's not going to leave the state. I think it's Tennessee, Vanderbilt. He might go to an Oklahoma game in the season, but sooner rather than later, I think you can expect him to announce, and I'm feeling really good about Tennessee and the Vols right now.
Falmy, you got thoughts on Joel Wyatt?
Well, my first thoughts is it looks like we got a star position that might be opening up. I've been talking about that a little bit lately.
We plugged him into like 5 different positions in 30.
That just seems like the natural blend. It's like you want to play safety, you want to play it. Well, let's fit somewhere in the middle. Okay.
So let me throw this question at you, Fal, because you can talk X's and O's or you can talk recruiting. Do you think, like, one of the big talking points I see on VolQuest when this exact conversation comes up, I always go to Coach E. He obviously knows more than I do about football. If he thinks Joel Wyatt's an edge, then let's play him at edge. But some people say he's a hybrid, like he doesn't have a true fit. Too big to play safety, too small to play edge, maybe not good enough to play linebacker. Is that maybe a guy that gets lost in the shuffle and doesn't pan out?
Well, I mean, that if you try to fit him in a just a round peg square hole type situation, but I see, like, to me, that's a package guy. If you can't find a true spot for every down at safety or every down at edge because you don't quite fit. I think that's a package guy. So is it like a safety in the red zone, or is it an edge during passing downs where he's got to cover some space? Like I think, especially a staff like Tennessee, we got some excellent defensive coaches. I think they find the position for him at the right time, the packages to put him in, the situational plays to put him in, and then and that's just to start with. That's based on what he looks like right now. Like we all know when he gets in this system, which is what the coaches know, and he's a kid and he doesn't know that yet. But we'll all find out together. We'll find out one way or another whether it's on Tennessee or somewhere else. But once he gets into that weight program, nutrition program, like his body's going to change. They know that, so they're just got let him do his thing. Come in, play the position you want. If you grow out of one spot, then he'll have to transition. But let's say he doesn't. Let's say he keeps the slimmer build and can play safety. Great. He'll be a great athlete in space. If he does grow, if he does put on the size, it's not going to matter because he'll have to play edge anywhere he goes, not just at Tennessee. So, like, listen to the coaches, come in, work with him, let him do a situational type thing, and then as he grows, let's see where he goes. Like, he's a talented enough athlete where I want him on my roster first and foremost, and then we'll meet in the middle as far as like positions down the road, because the athlete and the player he is today is not the player he's going to be when he walks on the field. And I mean, everybody knows it. That would be my end all be all, is just get him in the facilities, let him grow, let him adapt to the college program, and then when he walks on the field, wherever the coaches feel you should play best, he's going to play.
And that's where I'm at with. I'm like, I wish you would choose a school, for the coaches, for the environment, for the culture. Instead of being so hell bent, but I think there's people in his ear saying that you're going to make more money at the next level if you play safety, and it's like, if you're not big enough to play edge, right? Like you don't know.
Edge makes more money than safety. Of course,
but do they feel that he can't put on enough lower body weight? It's like.
Well, then great, play safety.
Like, look at Dave. Everybody said Dave was going to be undersized. He shows up on campus. That dude's over 300 pounds now. It's like, come on, bro. Come on.
If you can't put on the size, then you get what you want. If you do put on the size, everybody gets what they want. So
and you're going to make more money.
Problem.
Yeah, you're going to make more money. Yeah.
And where are you going to get more shine at Tennessee, where they're building edges every day?
Freaking Vanderbilt.
Right? Like, really, go get hidden in obscurity somewhere. Like, let's just somebody needs to be in his ear and be like, look, man, let's do what's best for you. And I don't think Tennessee wants anything but the best for the kids.
Yes.
I think, honestly, like, everyone talks about, Tennessee and recruiting like an elite safety player or whatever, and you got a guy in state that's 6'5". You really don't know what's going to happen genetically until it happens. I mean, these kids grow like at an insane rate. Does he want to play? I mean, does he end up, getting in that Leo position, or is he really a true safety? You don't really know. But I mean, you're talking about a top 50 player in the class, a top 5 athlete in the class, and a top 3 player in the state of Tennessee in the 2026 class. I mean, you obviously talk about recruiting the state, locking down the state. They said the best in Tennessee stay in Tennessee. And I mean, that alone, I think you want to recruit that elite talent. If you have a spot for him and you have a possible need at safety, you're going to want to recruit him at that position or tell him what he wants to hear. But what happens genetically, I mean, you kind of have to figure out, does he understand that maybe he will be, better off at Leo when he gets in here and gets in the strength and conditioning program with Coach Schmidt? What happens to his body? We don't know. But I mean, I think he's an in-state guy that is obviously wanting to stay in state. He knows the tradition around Tennessee. Very close to Vanderbilt there. And I mean, when you talk about recruiting the state and locking down the state, I think you just got to take a chance. And I mean, if it pans out at safety, it's cool. But if not, I mean, you have that dialogue with it, and whatever happens, happens. But getting him in the boat, getting him in the program, getting adapted to everything, with the system, I think that comes first.
There's a couple more guys I want to talk about, and they're huge. Like you're talking about the number 1 running back, we're going to talk about. The number 1 wide receiver, we're going to talk about. But Joel Wyatt, he may be priority number 1 for me because, like you said, Scoops, in-state prospect, like it means more. Keep him in state. Like I think these other 2 guys we're going to talk about are obviously huge, and I think these are probably the big 3. I think Darius Gray is trending away. I don't think we're going to get him. I think he wants offensive tackle money when he's the number 1 interior offensive lineman. He wants tackle money. We're not going to pay him that. I think he's going to go elsewhere. But Joel Wyatt, Savion Hyder and Tristan Keys are the big three. Let's talk about Savion Hyder. I'll just put you on blast. I'll just kick it off and throw it to you. How big of a priority is, talk about those three: Joel Wyatt, Savion Hyder, Tristan Keys. Who's the biggest priority for you?
Whew, out of those three, that's tough. Like, Hyder may be one of my favorite players just to watch his film.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it has nothing to do with the player, so this is why it's a little bit backwards here. But because of the way Tennessee has operated and been able to function at the running back position, we just keep plugging in 2,000-yard rushers, almost like
3-star you, baby. 3-star.
Yeah.
Let's go steal Deshaun
Right.
Bishop from App State, and let's go.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if I'm looking from a program building perspective, then it might be Wyatt, because the way we've not had the production at safety, maybe, or the recruits at safety, and then which that's kind of a double-edged sword too, because he's going to go play edge, right? And then I mean, Keys is just an absolute dog. Like, I mean, stud athlete, going to go and make plays. Maybe gives us that deep ball potential back that we've seen how dynamic this offense can be when we have that deep threat. So from a program building perspective, I'm gonna go Keys. But I'm really interested to see Wyatt, just from a X's and O's perspective. That really just intrigues me. And Hyder's an absolute stud to watch on film, which might be the best athlete in the bunch. So
we'll go with number 3 out of 3, the one that's at the bottom of your list. We're going to let you take the lead on. But you said you enjoyed his film. So wow, like, you're just like me, because I'm in the same boat. I'm like, we can go get Deshaun Bishop from Coastal Carolina and App State, a walk-on, and bring him in, and he's going to be a dude because of Josh Heupel's offense. But how much better is it if you've got elite offensive linemen blocking for an elite running back, and that's what Savion Hyder is?
Right.
How much better can it be?
Well, and it opens everything else up, right? Like, as soon as you can establish the run game, it makes everybody else look better. And then you take an elite running back, like of his caliber. Now all of a sudden, he doesn't just make the offense look better; he makes his offensive lineman look better. Like, he'll see, even if you're out of position, he puts you in the right position, right? Like, he can adjust his body, adjust his cuts to put you in the right position, so that he elevates everybody around him. That's why I think Hyder's such an elite guy. And also, he's an every down back. Like, he's got the speed and the quickness to make those plays, make those breakaway plays. But he also, in short yardage, he's big enough. He's got the size. That's a guy. That's a true, I guess, bell cow, if you want to put it that way. You can truly just ride him all the way and put your whole offense around him.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Can we talk about the idea of having like that much talent on the offensive side at one time? Like, we're talking about like Faison, we're talking about Keys, we're talking about Hyder, we're talking about just dog after dog. I don't. Which
if you land Keys and Hyder, I don't care what anybody says in the chat or the comments. I don't care about what anybody says about 3 stars. What Josh Heupel did in this class of 26 is something special, and it's national championship caliber talent.
Or bust. Yeah, you're putting yourself in that category, in that conversation where it's almost championship or bust. I mean, just an absolute, like, just what's the expression? Like, so when you have so many riches, right? Like, you just yeah, exactly. But I think in this offense, okay. Well, I may change my whole opinion here. In this offense, Hyder might be the spark plug that can make everything else go.
Good Lord have mercy. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Coach Jay,
you talk me into it.
Coach Jay, who do you want? Savion Hyder, Joel Wyatt, or Tristan Keys?
It's easy to go down that road Fowl went, right? Because the run game begets the passing game and vice versa, right? It's tight. For me, it's really, really tight, like really tight. But I'll go one by a nose, just a nose, Hyder, and then I'll go Keys, and then I'll go Joel Wyatt. The way Tennessee spreads you out, yeah. Keys gives you another Jalen Hyatt type person, that kind of instant touchdown weapon. Agreed. But Hyder, in my opinion, changes the math. And what I mean by that is Tennessee relies on math being in their favor in the box when they run the football. Hyder can change that math and beat the math inside when you don't have the numbers. And that adds that other element Val was talking about where it could really, really open up some of your stat quad sets and stuff like that. So for that
Do you
reason,
know who
I'll
else?
take
Do you
Hyder.
know who else can change the math? Tyreek King, Legend Bay, Tristan Keys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How many guys you got to drop into coverage to take care of those guys? And
Yeah,
then now
well, I
I can
mean,
just put
that's
I
an
can put
endless
Foul Ming. I can
conversation,
put
right?
Foul Ming in the backfield, and he's gonna be able to run for days.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, man. I just
Like, this is good problems to have, guys. Like,
it's
by the way,
yeah,
this is great problems
it's
to
why I
have.
said by a
But
nose, man. It's tough, man. It's a
And
it's a tough one.
what
I
do we
just
not
think
have
Hyder.
right now out of those three?
Yeah, I just think I think Hyder is the best prospect back to come out of high school in the last 5, 6, 7 years. So I just think you got to pick up somebody like that when they're available. They're not; those guys just don't grow on trees, right? And Keys is special. Like I said, the kid is a walking touchdown. He's a heart attack, man. He catches everything. He's brilliant out of his breaks. Nice routes. Like, I mean, he's everything you'd want a wide receiver, really. Like, I mean,
That's why I
he's
think
awesome. Yeah.
So
the
why
class
don't
of
they just get
26
together
can
and
be.
say we should play together?
Yes, because they would all complement each other. In the
Yes.
class, like this
Yeah.
class of 26, you got Brandon slinging the rock, and then just looking at the wide receivers, man, the way that Keys, Legend Bay, and Tyreek King would all like complement each other. So here's the question: how realistic is it? Because we've already got Faison Brandon, we've already got Legend Bay. Can we get Savion Hyder? Can we get Tristan Keys scoops? How realistic is it to land them all?
If you would have asked me like 3 months ago, I'd be like, that's a long shot for you to go and get like the potentially number one quarterback on 247, the number one running back on 3, the number one wide receiver, wherever you're looking. I mean, but before the whole merge thing, I mean, you're talking about that's really hard to do in a class, considering that a lot of Tennessee success recently has been on the defensive side of the ball and not offensive. When you talk about a Josh Heupel offense and stuff, and I think as we're getting down to that decision, a lot of these guys, try to decide before their senior year of high school, especially top recruits in this day and age. And Savion Hyder put out an announcement, sharing his new Instagram, saying that, a commitment decision date coming soon. I'll post it on my new IG. Every day we're hearing stuff about Tristan Keys, talking about not if, but when. It's not going to be LSU where he ends up. Is it going to be Tennessee, A&M, Miami still looming there? I mean, you talk about how realistic it's getting here. I mean, from the last 2 weeks to where we are now, I don't see that 3-3 being impossible. I honestly, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. I think both are very, 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 very much in play. Not just to get like a lot of people excited, but as the decision comes around, as it looms, you start getting more phone calls, you start getting more connections with staff. And I think Tennessee's been chomping at the bit slowly but surely in both of these recruitments of having that player relationship. You saw Faison Brandon on his visit with Tristan Keys. You saw Savion Hyder come in and give Tennessee his final visit, with Michigan getting a lot of buzz. And I think those visits really do matter, having that relationship with the players, with the staff. And as decision time comes soon and looms over, I'm really feeling confident that Tennessee has put themselves in a position to not just get one of the two, but maybe even go 2 out of 2 with both those 5 stars. And you talk about complementing the offense and having that star power around in a Josh Heupel offense compared to what you've seen, what he's done the last 2 to 3 years with what he's had. And now going into this year when his quarterback left him before the spring game. I mean, you're talking about Josh Heupel being able to put – it's almost a cheat code, man. If Tennessee can go 3 for 3 with Faison Brandon, Savion Hyder, and Tristan Keys, I mean,
that's crazy.
I start having, that national championship caliber roster starts becoming realistic. We already talked about the blue chip percentage and how Josh Heupel's been able to chomp at the bit. You get those offensive star powers, like you said, Savion Hyder can beat the math. You have those guys on the outside. Everyone's been stacking up against Tennessee, that crazy, crazy stack of trying to stop the run, stop the pass. I mean, then you'll get back to that 2022 season where they got to pick and choose, and that's where you can really take advantage and see Josh Heupel and his offense go to work. But when you talk about where Tennessee is in these recruitments, I couldn't feel better, man. I think before September that Tennessee will get some good news, and there's a lot of eyes on when these guys will announce, man. And you really never know, man. You really never know how they're going to pan out. But I think Tennessee's done everything they can, and they're sitting in a good spot for both Savion Hyder and Tristan Keys.
I think even if you land, if you get Joel Wyatt and then you split either Hyder or Keys, that's a win, man. That is a win, especially when you've built the roster the way that you have. Angry Titan gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Hey, we appreciate that, Angry Titan. You guys can join the channel for $1. Hit the join button. It's $1. What can you buy for $1? Can you even buy a pack of gum for $1? I don't think so, but you can support this channel. Or if Angry Titan, he's like, you guys aren't going to do it, I'll just gift them and make you guys do it. So shout out Angry Titan. We're going to be doing a members only stream coming up soon. We are 1 week away. Next Wednesday, fall camp kicks off. We're going to be making some changes. I talked to Kaner this week. Me and Kaner are dialed in for the Monday morning stream. Me, Coach Jay, Foul Ming are going to be doing the Friday morning stream. Scoops is going to be joining me, the X Factor, and Dauber on Wednesday nights. We're going to be doing post-game shows, tailgate shows. We got so much fun content coming up this fall. But again, members-only streams on Sunday nights. Should I just say it? I don't know. Man, I'm working on a fun crossover. Foul Ming he kicked this can down the road for the charity stream, and it didn't come to fruition. But I talked to a certain cousin, and he said, we're down, but we can't do it on Wednesday, so maybe we'll do it on a Sunday. So maybe a cousin will be on the show coming up. And if he is, that's not going to be members only. We're going to do it on a Sunday and just have some fun. So all kinds of fun content coming your way. Subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. We would appreciate it. Go check out what Scoops is doing. You can follow him on Twitter at VolScoops, or you can go check out the ATB podcast on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. What do you young kids do? Spotify, all that type of stuff. You can go check out what Scoops is up to. But he's going to be right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time throughout the course of the season. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Go check out Brayden Rouse, man. What a great interview. His links to his socials are in the description. But for Coach Jay, for Scoops, for Foul Ming, my name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go big. I was going to say orange, but I can't find the outro, so I'm going to find it. I'm still looking for it.
3 for 3.
This is awful because you know what?
The fans by the fans, baby.
StreamYard changed everything, and I can't find it. Go big orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and